Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 1970 Winter Baseball Classic. We have got our final matchup in the Elite Eight to determine the Final Four. Let's look at the overall bracket here. So, we know that Tucson ended up holding on and winning that series 3-1 after almost blowing the chance at a sweep. They still got the 3-1 series win, and they advanced to the Final Four as the lowest seeded team, or highest seeded team I should say, at a 7 seed, playing number 1 New Orleans. Interestingly, they are from the same original bracket. This one, New Orleans was a 2 and Tucson was a 1 from last year, and it's been flipped now. But they're both have 10-5 records, and they meet as rivals in the semifinal Final Four. We know Vancouver advanced, and we have a series between Coney Island and Hollywood, New York and LA, you could say. Let's take a look at what happened in Coney Island. The Hollywood Hills and the Coney Island Cyclones. Game 1 at Coney Island, Tom Seaver, the ace, the best player obviously on the Coney Island squad. He's joined with Fritz Peterson, who's a 20-game winner. Some good starting pitching, some wretched hitters and slumps, and some lousy defense. But Seaver doesn't need it. He gets a 4-hit shutout and beats a really lousy Louis Tiant card. 7-zip. And Coney Island comes off a Game 1 high. Well, what happens after that? Well, unfortunately for Coney Island, they start to play like the roster suggests. Game 2, Jim Rooker beats Fritz Peterson, the 20-game winner of 1970, by a score of 8-1. It was a close game. This was a 1-1 game until the 8th inning, when Peterson ran out of gas and gave up a 3-run homer to Dick Allen, who is absolutely tearing it up for the Hollywood Hills. 8-1, more runs off the bullpen. An easy 8-1 win. They even the series up, and they go to Hollywood with home field. Game 3 in Hollywood now. More of the same. Another rout. 11-2, Hollywood buries Coney Island. There's some interesting notes here, because there's some really important players involved on both of these rosters. They're not necessarily their cards. Dick Bosman got knocked around in that game, and it's a little unsettling. I made a trade to get Dick Bosman to the Cincinnati Reds in the hopes that he would be the number 2 starter behind Don Gullett and help the Reds in the postseason get to another World Series. But he looks shaky with this card of 1970, and getting a little bit of cold feet about old Dick Bosman here. This particular Coney Island team has got some good names, but the cards just aren't there. You got Mac Jones, Horace Clark, Cleon Jones, Reggie Jackson, Jay Johnstone, Tony Horton, Jerry Kenny, Sonny Jackson, Duffy Dyer. Really, out of all of that, none of their years are particularly good. Particularly a bad year for Reggie, he hits 237. Horton's got a nice year. Jerry Kenny, it's 193. Cleon will have a better year in 193. And the defense is just ridiculous. Matter of fact, the defense at shortstop in this series is pathetic. Coney Island's got a 4.48, a 4.42. Hollywood's got a 4.48, a 3.48, and a 3.48. So they literally have nobody playing shortstop in this series. They go with 4 outfielders, I guess you could say. I don't know. Hollywood, however, they've got a nice offense. Bobby Mercer, Paul Shaw, guy I think is finally going to get into the league with Kansas City. Tony Oliva, Dick Allen, Bobby Bonds, a pretty good Ken Boswell, Doug Rader, French, and Schofield. They also have Bill Singer and Rooker, though Singer probably won't get this card into the league. Dick Allen is tearing up. He's got 9 home runs in 13 games. But we have a choice of Dick Allen cards in the Summer League, including his MVP card of 1972. So, with that, let's get to game 4. Kind of expecting another Hollywood win, at least, if not a beatdown here. And unfortunately, we can't get to Tom Seaver till game 5. So, in game 4, Pat Dobson, his 70 card of the Padres, a year before going to the Orioles and playing in the 71 World Series, and Jim Nash for Hollywood, who played for the Atlanta Braves in 1970. So the opening is there for Coney Island. They have a little bit better starting pitching, and we'll see. Leading off, Mac Jones, 4'11", first X. This is Dick Allen. Haven't had to use his defense yet. He's a 4'11". So we're testing. We're kind of scouting out all the different aspects of this team. And with Dick Allen, it's not such a no-brainer you take his MVP card, because really, this 1970 card hits 34 homers and 279 with the St. Louis Cardinals. And sure, you'd like to think they go with his MVP card, but if the White Sox, who traded for Dick Allen, find better options in Dick Allen's MVP card, they could wait. So that's up for consideration. Horace Clark, 68, skies to right. Cleon Jones, 36, is a walk. And with 2 outs, it's Reggie. Couldn't use a big hit, Reg. Ks. Bottom of 1, Bobby Mercer. 1-6, single 108, lines out. Mercer's already in the league with his magnificent 71 card with the Yankees. Here's Paul Shaw, 1-9 is a K. We'll have several different Paul Shaw cards to consider for Kansas City to be the third baseman before George Brett arrives. Tony Oliva, 1-9 single. Dick Allen, 1-5 walk. And Bobby Bonds, what an embarrassment of talent this team has. 1-6 for Bobby Bonds off his 70 card. His homer 1-6 double. Just misses it. That will be a 2-base hit. Does Dick Allen want to score from first on a double? Testing is running now. He's a 14, 15, 16 against the -1 of Johnstone. But he gets thrown out on a 19. Tough break there for Dick Allen. 1-zip. Jay Johnstone, 62, right X. This is Oliva, a 2E13 in right field, and he gives up a double. Shoddy defense in this series. 33. Tony Horton pops out. Jerry Kenny, 2-7's a walk. Sonny Jackson, 56, triple 1-3, single ... where you got a tie game. Runs on the corners for Duffy Dyer is a K, and with 2 outs, Mac the Knife Jones, 2-3, skies to center field. Here's Ken Boswell, 1-6, center. Doug Rader, 68, base hit. Jim French, 3-11, strikeout plus injury. He'll leave. McNertney will go catch. And with 2 outs, Schofield, 43, first X. This is Tony Horton. Here's a who. It's a 4E9 at first base. That's going to be a single. 2 on, 2 outs for Bobby Mercer. 2-8 will be triple 1-4, single ... That is a base clearing triple for Bobby Mercer. Bobby did have a nice 1970. He hit 23 home runs, 251, 87 walks, but of course he would eventually hit 331 for the Yanks. So that card will remain in the league, the 331 card. 3-1 Hollywood. Runner at third, 2 outs. Here's Paul Shaw. 57 is a K. Top of the third, Horace Clark, 110. Base hit for the ace stealer, but down a couple runs. However, McNertney, brought in for the injury, is a +2 arm, and they're going to run. And they roll an 18 and get thrown out. They got to risk this. They have to run. Their offense is stagnant otherwise. Cleon Jones, 59, short X. What gem is playing short today? Schofield brings that 3E48 leather to the shortstop position. Makes the ground ball C there. On the 2 outs, Reggie, 53, left X. This is Mercer. He can use a 2-3 in left field. Makes the grab. Tony Oliva, 412, right. Dick Allen, 510, catcher's card. And Dyer makes the play. You know, if there was an MVP to this point of this little winter baseball classic, it would be Dick Allen. So that's why I keep hedging my prediction on which card the White Sox select. Bobby Bonds, 65, double 118. Ken Boswell, 69 is a walk. 2 on, 2 outs for Doug Rader, 48. This guy's all right. Pat Dobson still hanging around here in a 3-1 game. Jay Johnstone bounced to third. This is the great Rader at third. He's a 1-19. Makes the play. Tony Horton, here's a who, 68 left. Jerry Kenny, 2-6 walks. The 193 hitter walks twice. He actually has a decent amount of walks on his card to make up for the lousy batting average. And he's an ace stealer. I think he'll try stealing again with 2 outs. They have to. They're that bad. He steals second, and we might get a T rating on McNerney. We do. So we have a runner up third now with 2 outs for Sonny Jackson. 2-9. Sonny Jackson with a base to left field. We have a 3-2 game. The beast-stealing Sonny Jackson will try and steal now. And he steals second base and also gets the T rating. So McNerney having an inning to forget here. 2 stolen bases, 2 errors, an unearned run thus far. And we have a runner at third and 2 outs for Duffy Dyer. This is pretty much the only way this Coney Island team can get runs in. Duffy Dyer, 36 is a K. Okay, bottom of the 4th. Ken Dobson avoid putting men on for one of these innings. Jim French, 38, or McNerney, 38. Single 1-2 lines out. McNerney's card, future card is in the league as well, I believe, from Milwaukee. Schofield, 1-5, short. Mercer, 1-9, ball 4. Do you want to steal with 2 outs against Duffy Dyer? Sure, why not? He steals second base. I mentioned before that I've been stealing a lot more in this Winter Baseball Classic tournament than in the Summer League, because most of the catcher's arms are bad here, and most catcher's arms in the Summer League are good. Teams somehow try and figure out how to get at least a 0, if not a negative arm catcher, at least in a platoon, worst case, in the Summer League. So we have a runner at second and 2 outs, and it's Paul Shaw again. He pops to second. 3-2 game. Coney Island thinking they can send this thing back home in New York. Mac Jones leads it off. K's. Horace Clark, 4-10, pops to second. Cleon Jones, 2-4 short. I contemplated naming this team the Coney Island Warriors. Warriors come out and play, if you're familiar with that line. But the Cyclone roller coaster is just too darn cool as a kind of mascot. Tony Oliva, 2-3, grounds a third. Dick Allen, 49, center. Bobby Bonds, 2-2, left. We'll go to the 6th. Matter of fact, from Coney Island, adding a little bit more entertainment value, folks. One of the little vendors there at the, at the little fair they have there, I got this neat little penny whistle. That's a nice little souvenir. It happens to be near the dispatch area for the Summer League, and you just heard it. So there you go. Adding some realism. I've been to Coney Island, so there you go. Top of the 6th inning, Reggie Jackson will lead it off. Down a run. 1-8 is a walk. He is going to steal. That has been the way they're clawing back in. And again, look at the T rating for the 3rd time in a game. Now, I think this might be a first time that I've had 3 errors on Jerry McNerney in 3 innings, throwing the ball on the center field. Rather remarkable. Now, the T rating isn't even that bad. I've just been getting some incredibly low rolls. Just to review again, Jerry McNerney, 1970. He's a 2 with a +2 arm, E4. His T rating's 1 to 8, and they've hit it 3 times. So the tie run is at 3rd. They're going to bring it up for Jay Johnstone. Getting some real drama here. 37 for Johnstone, triple 1 to 10, base hit. We got a tie game. And a big meh from the Hollywood crowd. Now Johnstone is an E-stealer. All right. Tony Horton, 46, single 1 to 12, base hit. Here comes Coney Island. And they're making this interesting here. First and second, nobody out. Jerry Kenny, 2-3, pumps the second. Jim Nash is broken too, by the way. We'll let him finish the inning broken because this team, because Sonny Jackson, it's not much, and Duffy Dyer doesn't either. So Sonny Jackson, 1-7 is a walk. So now you get the bases loaded with 1 out. Gosh, you gotta pitch to Duffy Dyer though. He's awful. They're gonna play back, look for a Duffy Dyer double play here. 39, left B question mark. Can Johnstone score? He's got a tough arm, 15, 16, 17. You got the Mercer arm is -2. He's at 1 to 15 to give him the lead. And he gets it. That is a sac fly. And folks, the Coney Island Cyclones have taken the lead in Hollywood 4-3. Now you got Mac Jones, and now this Coney Island team is really bad against lefties. So I'm going to hook Nash now. Thought he could finish the inning. He can't quite get through it. That was 17 thirds. 5 2/3 innings. We will go Mike McCormick with first and second, 2 outs as a lefty reliever. And Mac Jones, the DH, he will sit this one out. We will go with Ron Slocum if you got him. Ron Slocum in the 6th. He will actually take over at shortstop as a 4E42. And the 4E48, Sonny Jackson, will go to DH. Here's Ron Slocum. First and second, 2 outs. The pitch to Ron, 65 off McCormick is a sky to right field. So, Hollywood has a little bit of work to do. 4-3. Pat Dobson. There's only 1 3 up and 3 down inning. In the 6th, it's Ken Boswell. 5-11, the second X. Horace Clark's a 3E19. Makes the play. Doug Rader, 37, is a single 1 to 17, base hit. Jerry McNerney, 311, is a 4-6-3 double play. So this guy started the game on the bench, enjoying the day off, was inserted because of the Jim French injury, and from then on, it's just been a nightmare with 3 errors and an inning-ending double play. My goodness. Let's pause a moment now for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel. Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
All right, top of the 7th. McCormick continues. Horace Clark. 3-6. Rounds a short. Cleon Jones. 69 is a single. B Steeler. You have to keep doing it until it gets stopped. So they're going to try for another stolen base. And this time, Mr. McNerney guns him down. And the fans cheer. A nice play, McNerney there, redeeming himself after the miserable middle innings. 2 outs now. Reggie. 65 for Reggie. Skies to center field. McCormick does a nice little job here. Inning and a 3rd. Stretch time in Hollywood. Finding themselves down a run in a clinching game. We've been enjoying Concrete Blonde, Hollywood Band's bloodletting LP of I think it was 87, or maybe 1990. Yeah, 1990. Wonderful voice, Concrete Blonde. There you go. Let's get back to the game here. In the bottom of the 7th, Pat Dobson, 4-3. Dick Schofield leads it off. 38 is a K. Bobby Mercer, 1-5 is a base hit. Paul Shaw. 2-7 is a walk. 2 on, 1 out for Tony Oliva. Crushes lefties and righties. And of course, you have bringing a lefty in wouldn't help a lot. The bullpen's pretty bad until you get to a closer. So they'll pitch to Oliva. First and second, 1 out. 46 flies to right. 2 outs now, and here's Dick Allen. He of the Monster Winter Baseball Classic Tournament. The pitch to Dick Allen. 110, and he just misses a homer on 180 to 19. Flies to left. All right, 4-3 in the 8th. Nice work by McCormick. Dick Hall will come on in the 8th. Dick Hall's contract's up for Baltimore, and they have to decide whether they want to bring him back. Eddie Watt, possibly even Bob Reynolds from 73. So Dick Hall comes on in the 8th. He will face J. John Stone. Pitch to Jay. 49. Off of Dick Hall. Homer 1-14 fly ball, and he misses it on a 15. Well, if Dick Hall can get that to happen, he might get into the league. Looking at the card, Hall's biggest problem is keeping the ball in the ballpark with homers on 4-10 and 1-14 on 4-9. He survives that. Here's Tony Horton, 33, pops to first. And Jerry Kenny, 47 is a K. Bottom of the 8th for Pat Dobson with a 4-3 lead. Bonds, and then you get to the bottom of the lineup, it's not so good. They might go to the lefty now because Bonds does not hit lefties as well in this particular year. They will do that. They're going to run out Pete Reichert for a 2-inning save. Why not? Flipping all the switches, trying to get this thing back to Tom Seaver and Coney Island for a Game 5. But we need 6 outs by Reichert with a 1-run lead, and let's see, no freaking defense whatsoever to bring in. So Reichert in the 8th. Here's Bobby Bonds. 65, bounces to second. 319 second base, makes the play. Ken Boswell will be lifted, and Bobby Grich will come in for him at second base. The pitch to Bobby Grich. 110, grounds to third. And with 2 outs, Doug Rader. Rader, 38, is a walk. And here he is, folks, the star of the game, Jerry McNertney, with the tie run at first and 2 outs. The pitch to Jerry McNertney. 210, and that's really kind of funny because that's a home run with his 71 card, I believe. But 210 here is a ground ball to third. A little more irony here. All right, so innings over. We go to the 9th. It's a 4-3 game. And again, this team is bad against lefties, so Dick Hall will leave after an inning and will go back to the left side with Paul Lindblad in the 9th. Lindblad's got a 71 card in the league as a relief 4. So this card will not be used. And Sonny Jackson will lead off in the 9th inning, trying to get some insurance. 38, grounds to second. What just a bizarre way of scoring 4 runs. My goodness, what a mess. Duffy Dyer. 38 flies to left. And runs. Slocum if you got him. 1-7 is a K. You can, and they will, bring in one more defensive chip. And that would be Rico Joseph to play first base as a 3. We'll take Sonny Jackson out. So now you've gone from a 4 first baseman to a 3. With 3 outs to go for Pete Reichert. Batting for Dick Schofield in the bottom of the 9th. The last guy on the bench is Tommy Davis. He's got a future card in the league with the Las Vegas team. Here is Tommy Davis. The pitch. 46. Single 1-14 off Reichert. He gets the base hit. Now, he's an interesting beast stealer, but a 1-11 runner. You almost just want to let him run a second base instead of holding him. You hold him, you get a single, he goes first to third, but he gets held with nobody out, and it's Bobby Mercer. 210 walks this thing off, Bobby. So let's see. The pitch to Bobby Mercer. 2-6, on the other hand, is a base hit because you had to hold. Oh, that's horrible. This has been a miserable game for bizarre bad luck scenarios. This is a single ... because you had to hold the base-stealing Tommy Davis at first base. Now you got the tie run at third with nobody out. The winning run at first. Pete Reichert is a batter away from breaking, and you got nobody else in the bullpen. Not looking good for Coney Island in their comeback bid. First and third, nobody out. Paul Shaw is your batter. Infield is up. The pitch to Paul Shaw. 6-12, no Lomax. That's second C with the infield up. Interestingly, that would have a broken Reichert. That's a single, but you couldn't quite break him. But you moved the winning run into scoring position for Tony Oliva with the infield up. A plus here ends the game. The pitch to Tony Oliva. 1-12, is that a Lomax? No, but it is center B plus injury. We have a tie game, and we hurt Tony Oliva in the process. This could get ugly here, folks. 4-4. I run out of people suddenly. So Tommy Davis is going to have to go. He was the DH. He's going to have to play right field if this game continues. So unfortunately, I think it might. We have a runner at second and 2 outs, and you got Dick Allen and Bobby Bonds. Pick your poison. So here's Dick Allen, another test of this 1970 card in an attempt to unseat Allen's 72 MVP card. The pitch to Dick Allen. 68 off Reichert is a strikeout, and we got extra baseball, folks. 4-4 into the 10th, and we have to figure out a new outfield situation. So, Tommy Davis is your left fielder now. The left fielder was Bobby Mercer. He'll simply go into right field. So that's an easy fix. And we'll just stick a pitcher or somebody into the DH spot. All right. Top of the 10th. Lindblad only went 1 inning, so he's a relief too. He'll go another. It'll be Horace Clark and a 4-4 tie. 6-12, right. Cleon Jones, 1-8. Oh my goodness. So Cleon Jones just hit a ball as far as he can against left-handed pitching in 1970. And it's double 1-12, and he gets the double. That says a lot right there. Not liking this Cleon Jones card. We are going to go for the 71 model. Reggie's up with a runner in scoring position. Reggie's numbers, folks, hit 237 and 501 plate appearances in 1970. The pitch to Reggie, 2-7's a strikeout. Struck out 135 times. And with 2 outs, it's Jay Johnstone, who doesn't have a hit on his card, so we got to take him out, get somebody else into left field. Rico Joseph, right? Wherever he is. Yeah, Rico Joseph, the last guy on the bench. Oh no, Rico Joseph is the first baseman. It's Frank Quilici. Frank Quilici will bat as Rico Joseph came in for Sonny Jackson. Frank Quilici coming off the bench. Quilici hit 227 in 1970 for the Twins. Good glove, no bat, hasn't been in the league yet. Auditioning here. A big hit here would get him noticed. The wonderful Frank Quilici. Here's the pitch. 59 off of Lindblad as a bouncer to short. Who's playing shortstop now? It's not Schofield. Rich is at second. Oh yeah, Paul Shaw's at short. A 40-48 at short with 2 outs, and he gets a ground ball C. Oh my goodness. Bottom of the 10th. 4-4. Reichert. We'll let him go a 3rd inning, even though he's a relief 2, and that'll do it. Bobby Bonds. 2-7's a K. Bobby Grich. 48 is a walk. There's your winning run. For Doug Rader, 3-5, walks it off. Doug Rader, 1-9 could. Double 1-3 is a base hit. Now you got runners in the corners, and you just broke Reichert. Time, that's it. 7 1/3 innings. Excuse me, 2 1/3 innings. 1 out in the 10th. You got runners on the corners with 1 out, and you got a couple of righties coming up. We'll go to the righty, Ron Willis. Ron, what you talking about? Willis pitched for the Padres in 1970. 2-2 with a 4.02 ERA in 56 innings. He's not that bad. He's been brought in to try and keep Coney Island's season alive in the bottom of the 10th inning with a winning run at third base and 1 out. They bring the infield up, and who else? Jerry McNertney having a day to at least remember. Here he is, chance to be the walk-off star to put the Hollywood Hills into the Final Four. The pitch to Jerry McNertney. 4-4 off of Willis is a catcher's card. Oh, that makes sense. This is how you end this freaking game. And of course, Duffy Dyer is a 4-1. You've got like a 99% chance of winning this thing, and he does. With the pass ball off of Duffy Dyer in the bottom of the 10th inning. Oh, dreadful. This is winter baseball classic magic, folks. A pass ball to knock Coney Island out of the tournament. And Lindblad will get the win. And Riker gets the loss. The final score is 5-4. Hollywood wins the series 3-1. Let's do the box and take a peek at the Final Four. 2 innings for Lindblad, a hit and 2 Ks. Give him a win, a hit, and 2 Ks. Dick Hall, 3 up and 3 down with a strikeout. Mike McCormick came in the 6th inning. Just give up a hit. And it was all those bizarre throwing errors that gave Coney Island a chance in this game. Jim Nash gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, and we'll call any of these earned? We'll call 2 earned, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. All right, Willis comes in. The pass ball is it. The run's charged to Riker, who takes the loss. A hit, unearned run, walk, and a K. And then, but also in the 9th inning, he gave up 2 hits, another run, and a K. And then a walk in the 8th inning. And then Dobson went 7, giving up 8 hits. Just the 3 runs early. Then he settled down till we hooked him. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. There's your box. 10010 0109 and 3rd 511 48 5766 657. Nice try, Coney Island. Overmatched. Tried to steal a win there. Didn't quite work out. The way this WBC works is that sometimes you get guys having great years, and sometimes guys are hitting bad years. You know, in this particular case, it was Cleon Jones and Reggie having bad years. It was Bobby Mercer, Dick Allen, and Bobby Bonds having great years. And that was pretty much the difference in the series. So, another 3-1 victory, which means we have another 10-5 team. Hollywood is 10-5, hitting .295 with a 3.80 ERA, more than respectable. Coney Island finishes 8-7, hitting .238 with a 3.54 ERA. Tom Seaver, by the way, because we always review his card too, won 4 of his 5 starts and in 4 complete games, gave up 11 runs in 44 innings. So definitely that shows up on the radar for Seaver. Go with his 70 year. You could go with 71 or 73. You can go with 72 as well. It doesn't matter. He's magnificent in any of his years. So let's take a look at the tourney results now. Hollywood, again a low seed. But they were 5 beating a 4. So they finished 10-5. So they take home field here. And look at these records. Here's your Final Four right here. Number 7 seed Tucson goes to number 1 seed New Orleans with matching 10-5 records between 7-1. That's how tight it's been this year. And number 6 Vancouver plays number 5 Hollywood, 10-4 and 10-5. The crazy part about this is the best record is Vancouver's 10-4, yet they're a number 6 seed. Doesn't matter. These are just best of 7s in this round. All right, so that's it for the Final Four. Best of 7s coming up. Vancouver at Hollywood, Tucson at New Orleans. And we'll get to those, and we'll get to eliminating the Coney Island at the end of this video. Thanks for checking it all out. Okay, baseball fans, here is the eliminating the Coney Island Cyclones cards. Unfortunately, they, ran out of gas. They weren't very talented. This is an interesting review because they just happen to possess a bunch of keepers of the 20 cards here. But let's start with the guys who are carrying on. Pat Dobson with the 71 Orioles, where he wins 20 games. So we can ignore this card. And Steve Hamilton, this nameless card I printed up in 1970. He threw 45 innings. Again, these nameless cards is when Strat-O-Matic doesn't print up in this first super expanded set printed back in the 1980s. It didn't print a Hamilton card. So we begin here in the analysis with the first guy whose contract is up for review, Mac Jones. The Expos have the rights to him. Fun card. You throw the hit by pitch in with the walks and the power. 11809 and 10. C Steeler. This is the card to take as he's starting to run out of gas. So this 70 card is going to be picked up by the Expos. Fun card to have. The numbers, it's only a 240 hitter, but he's not going to hurt you at all. And these guys who hit the homers and walks, plus the hit by pitches too, can really be a pain in the neck to their opponent. All right, Jay Johnstone with California. Funny thing is, 69 and 70. Yeah, didn't do much in either year, really, but they didn't have anybody else to play center, and at least he's got some punch against righties to play center field for him. The Angels had a nice run last year. I don't know if they're going to be able to repeat it because they just don't have a lot of hitting in their system. Now here's the card that was played in the game. Dick Bosman. This is the player that the Reds went after, saying we got to find a guy who can pitch on 3 days rest to back up Don Gullett because we always seem to fall short in the postseason. And it's statistically okay. It's a much better than average card, but again, he's a 16-game winner with an ERA of 3, 2.31 ERA. He'd be better than the guys that the Reds had starting for them there. He's better than Jack Billingham, better than Fred Norman wasn't there yet, better than Jim Merritt. He joins a very nice Gary Nolan and Don Gullett. So they have improved their starting pitching. I'm hoping this will get the Reds back to the World Series or in conversation for that, as that seems to be the missing part of their equation. It is 1970 to 73, and they go to the World Series 2 of the 4 years. So any season that doesn't have a World Series appearance seems like a disappointment, which is, such high expectations. Tony Horton back to Cleveland for another year. Probably it's 25 home runs with this one. Those 17 and 400 at bats. Pretty similar to a 69 card, though. They'll take this one. He's running out of juice. This is his last productive year. Milwaukee possesses the rights to John Gellner in the bullpen, and he's okay. He's a jag, just a guy, and he is running out of rope as well. This might be his last good year. That's not that great, really, but again, Milwaukee Brewers. Seattle Pilots. You get the idea. All right, the Twins have a luxury of lefty guys in the pen. They got Peronowski. They acquired Reichert in the last year in the Blylev and Rich Reese trade. So Reichert and Peronowski, two great left-handed arms in the Twin bullpen. That will be something special. All right, so here it is, the Tom Seaver card of 1970. Cannot go wrong. Starter 9, by the way. Cannot go wrong. Pitched. He just displayed in 5 starts how great the card will be if I choose it. 18 game winner, 281 ERA. Like I said, it really doesn't matter too much, but it kind of does matter, I guess. This is the 3rd best card in the 4-year run, as he has a 71 and 73 years that are statistically better than this one. Though it's hard to argue, why would you not like this card if you were stuck with it? Again, it doesn't really matter. He's always great. Followed by another Met keeper, Cleon Jones. Now, this is okay, but remember, he had 340 in 1969. Falls all the way down to 277 here. The good news is he rebounds and is hitting about 318 in 1971, and that's the card the Mets will go for. So they get to skip this as if it never happened and go from 340 to 318 for Cleon Jones. That's why they kept him over Tommy A.G. All right, the Yankees, Horace Clark, switch hitter, handles the bat well, steals bases, 319. I wish he was a 2. Would make it easier to take this card if he was a 2. He's a 3, which is still fine. Again, it's a 250 something, 251 card, but look at the plate appearances. You know, he is the everyday player at second base for the Yanks. And they will have him and Michael as their double play combination as 2 switch hitters. Not a lot of batting average, but you don't have to worry about platoons and benches and stuff like that. Another Yankee, and this is definitely going to be the pick. Fritz Peterson's big 1970. 2011, 291 ERA for the Yanks. This card will be put into the league. They're going to have some great pitching. They got Mel Stottlemyre. They got, who's the other guy? McAndrew. They got a great Jim McAndrew card as well. Great bullpen, Lindy McDaniel. The Yankees will have great pitching in an era. This is not a great era for the Yankees, obviously. They were right around 500. This Ralph Alk era. Kind of lost, you know. It'll be a while before the Billy Martin Yankees arrive in the mid-set in 76. So, speaking of Yankees, well, he's not a Yankee yet. This is the really bad Reggie card of 1970. 237, 23 bombs. But folks, he's the National League American League most valuable player in 1973. That will be the card that is selected. Yeah, so only had to look at this thing in the World Baseball Classic. Keep one eye open, keep one eye closed. Not very pretty. All right, Jerry Kenney trying to continue his career. He is really struggling at the plate. Does have good glove in 2 spots. He was playing outfield last year also. He loses that. But he has 2 nice defensive positions, is an ace stealer, good base runner, has the walks, need those, to offset the 193 batting average in a bad year in 1970. Now, also, it makes you wonder about that Yankee infield and how just mediocre it was with 250 hitters at second, third, and short. You had Kenny, Clark, and Gene Michael. And that is not going to get you into the postseason. Jerry Kennedy is on Portland, and they could use his glove. All right, now we're looking at a couple guys who are put on waivers. Here, Sonny Jackson is a man without a position, as he would be a shortstop. He'd move him into center field. Here he's kind of in between, not playing center field yet, and not playing shortstop very well either. I'm probably just as good playing shortstop as Sonny Jackson, and yeah, you get the idea. So, B stealer, B hit and runner, 16 runner, those are all good. The walks are good. The stick is good. You just gotta find the right situation as a free agent for this guy. You gotta just find a Bucky Dent type, like a really good right-handed hitting defensive shortstop, like a Mario Mendoza maybe, like some good solid defensive shortstop to platoon with this guy. So Sonny Jackson can bat, get on base, but then if you're trying to play defense at the end of games, you got to get him out of there. Rico Joseph, trying to catch on as a corner against lefties, and I don't think it's going to work. Not enough stick here, unfortunately. Not enough defense either. Nothing much on the top line. I don't see this card making it. 227. Another waiver player, Ron Willis. It's not that bad. For the Padres, 2-2 with a 4.02 ERA, 56 innings. He's a jag, just a guy. You know, frankly, if this was a left-handed pitcher, he'd get in the league in a heartbeat. But as a right-hander, there's a million guys like this. So he might get into the league if nobody else is better. Nothing special, though. All right, now we got actual free agents, guys who have not been into the Carrier League yet. And it means that I've looked at Frank Quilici 3 other times. As this is the 4th and final year of the 1970 card set. In those drafts, I decided that he is not good enough to get into the league. But the beauty is, for the 4th try, you don't mind bringing up a below-average player because he's only going to be on your team for 1 year. Now, Quilici can actually, the glove is good at second, and in the power both ways for a second baseman. That's pretty good. You like the fact that he can carry the other positions as your utility guy as well. He would fit perfectly as a platoon second base against lefties. So, believe it or not, I think he's in the league now. I think Quilici gets in on his 4th and final attempt. I'm going to guess, what's the batting average here? The percentages aren't very good to him, but this is good. 227, probably would hit 245 for you if you played him against lefties a lot. Again, you find a team that is a left-handed hitting second baseman who can't do anything else, can't play other positions, can't hit left-handed pitching, and you bring Quilici to that team. Cross your fingers, Frank. But I think you're going to get in, believe it or not. All right, Duffy Dyer. Now, the good news for Duffy is he does have some better years coming up in the future. This card has the walks, but it's just a guy card. It's the Jag card, I like to say again. 209 for a catcher who's nothing special. But at least we know Dyer does continue deep into the 1970s. So he'll eventually get into the league. So if he doesn't get with this card, he might get with a future card. It's not a big deal yet. Again, he was a Met, and the Mets will have Jerry Grody. They could get him just because it doesn't really matter who their backup catcher is too much. And finally, we finish with this guy. And this is a very interesting guy. Ron Slocum, if you got him, of the Padres. Now, I really love about this that these stats would just wipe him out and he should not be in the league. 141 hitter with a homer. But when you look at the card, they set it up nicely for the guy. They only kind of teed it up. 70% against righty. Just forget that exists. This is all you're looking at over here. So on this side, you're like, well, you know what? Got that power. You know, the home runs, got a triple there. It's got the walks. And look at the positions. Catcher, second, third, and short. Folks, this guy has a decent shot. Isn't that crazy? Go back to Dyer for a moment. So I just said that Dyer's probably not going to make it with a 209 card. But here's a 141 card, and it's just kind of set up to succeed in the carryover league. You have power against lefties, enough power. He's, but the position flexibility. Again, a backup catcher, backup infielder. Yeah, I think he could. He has an interesting shot. Let's put it that way. He's an intriguing-looking card. You have to close your eyes and ignore that double one fly ball the rest, and the single one line out the rest. But you got a triple 1-7 on 2-8, and you're going to hit that every time. You have to think you're going to hit that every time. That triple, that homer, and a homer 1-6 double plus the walks. And a hit by pitch on 4 even. My goodness, I'm going to call Ron Slocum the greatest 141 hitter I've ever seen. My goodness, he's dipping down into Chuck Scrivener territory. The famous 083 card of 77. But he's an E18 at second base. Gets better and better the more you look at it. Ron Slocum, he is on the... fans are rooting for him. This is Cinderella getting to the carryover league. All right, enough of that. I hope you've enjoyed that little discussion. We have got 4 teams left in the WBC tournament, and we will resume with the final 4. Thanks for checking it out.